Hi guys, this Chip from Mystery Angels. How's everyone doing? So, thank you for all the people who took time to do their comments, and I'm trying to get through it all as much as I can. Please, I'm not ignoring you. I've got to wait for people to come to read it so then I can reply with my words. Okay, no one else's words, just mine. So I thought I'd do a little video, if that's okay, about why I believe that with our channel we can help Summer, we can help her brothers, and we can help all the children, all the survivors out there understand how strong they actually are and what they can achieve, and to look at their abuse differently. So a lot of people say to me, how did you survive? How did you not end up with drugs and alcohol? Well, because I'm autistic, right, I see things differently. So when I have the nightmares, I don't see it as it reminding me of what happened and making me weak. I see it, it reminds me what I've survived and gives me strength. So when I see another person being hurt, or another child or animal being attacked, or another man or woman being abused, I believe that's my strength. I believe it's just a reminder that nothing in this world will ever hurt me as much as that did. Nobody can take away what has already been taken away. Right? Each one of us, whether it was 5 minutes or 50 years, each one of us, mental, physical, emotional, any abuse, it doesn't matter what, any abandonment, it's just as painful as any other. It's not about the length or the time or even what we went through. It's that we all went through it together. We all did it. But remember this, while they were doing it to you, you were saving children's lives. You were the one that was chosen because of your strength, right? God doesn't make mistakes. The spirit world don't make mistakes. You were chosen to protect maybe 20, 30 children from being done the same way as you and not surviving it. You were chosen to be the protector, to stand and take, because we could take it, because we would be strong survivors. And at the end of it, we will come out and we will become protectors. We will become nurturers. We will become educators. Because you can read 1,000 books. Unless you've been through it, you can call yourself a psychologist or an expert. But unless you've been through it, you're not. There is no such thing as an expert, because someone out there knows more about what you know, and they know, and others know. So there's never, see, an expert. Well, Alexa, what is an expert?
As a noun, expert can have a few meanings. 1. A person who has special skill or knowledge in some particular field, specialist, authority. 2. A person who has achieved such a rating. 3. The highest rating in rifle marksmanship, above that of marksman and sharpshooter.
That sound like you? Of course it does. You're an expert of your own life. So when doctors and nurses come and say, I am an expert, I sit there and I go, you may be an expert here, but there'll be someone out there that's a bigger, better, which makes you not an expert because they know more than you do. Right? And everyone goes to me, why are you angry all the time? Why are you, because why should children and animals and our gentle folk in the future, why are we so cruel? Why is it still happening? If we can put men on the moon and put men into space, whether you believe it or not, it doesn't matter. If we can put men into space, if we can build rockets, then can you imagine what we can do with our scientists? It's a load of nonsense when people go missing and we can't find them. It's just because of the rules of how to look for someone. You've got to do it this way, you've got to do it that way. And one expert, supposedly, tells another expert. And then they follow it. And then they go, oh, in 10 years' time, that doesn't work. So let's change it. What you knew then is not the point now. Take, for instance, Pluto. When I was a kid, all the way growing up, and before that, parents, grandparents, cousins, all them lot knew that Pluto was a planet. Then all of a sudden, on a dime, an expert comes along and proves it's not a planet. So everything you've learnt is a lie. So how are you supposed to educate your child if you're growing up and being educated by someone who calls themselves expert and then changes it because another expert comes and proves different? So I'm very wary when someone calls themselves experts. Right? But you're a survivor. And our motto on this channel is, I will never stand beneath you. I will never stand above you. I will never stand behind you. I will never stand in front of you. I will always stand beside you. And when you're lonely and you fall, I'll come and pick you up. If you can't get up, I'll stay down with you and bring you up with me, with my strength. That's my motto. I've always had it. When you survive, when you watch people hitting dogs and animals and beating on them, and the dog's urinating because it's scared, or the child is getting thrown, a baby's getting thrown against the wall and you can hear the screams. Trust me when I say, when you're there watching it happen and you can't do nothing because you're too small and they've got you locked up, but you can hear it. The baby's back being hit against the walls, the crushing noise, the screams, and they don't stop. The more and more the baby cries, the more and more they do it. And you can't stop it. You can't get out. And that's your punishment for saying no, for trying to escape. But then I sit there and think to myself, I've heard it, I've seen it, I've been through it. But now it no longer exists. Our childhood only exists the way we remember it. Our childhood can make us who we are, only the ones where we pick to make us who we are. But people look at abuse, that you've been through abuse, so therefore your life's over, you can't cope, you want to make yourself ugly so it never happens again. But that's not true. You survived it. No one's ever going to take or touch you like that again, ever. And no one's going to do it to your kids again, ever. Because why? Because you've learnt. Because you know you're there. So when Summer is talking, we feel it. We're there with her. When the boys get taken by CPS, we're there because we know what that's like. All the questions, all them telling you, and you're thinking, well, why? What's going on? Why am I taken away from my parents? We were having a great time. I've got a motorbike and that. What do you mean? I don't understand. because in their world, that's all they knew. We're there with them. Every single one of us who have been through something. We're with Summer right now when she's cold, alone, scared. No matter what happens, whether she's been kidnapped, taken, beaten, whatever, we know she's going to be confused, very scared, and very lonely. We're all attached to Summer. Every single one of us who fights people like this every day, who tries to stop people like this every day. Every single child that gets hurt by these people, we feel it. But our nightmares are not to run from. When people take medications and drugs and alcohol to self-medicate because they can't go to the doctors, they're too scared to, remember this. It's not there to torture you. It's there to show you your strength, to make you remember where you've come from and how bad it was, and where you are today, and what you've achieved. Because your soul is real. Your soul is, it's like they didn't break it. They broke your body. So if this helps, remember, think of your body as like a car or a motorbike or something like that, where in your life you get bump and scratches, and sometimes someone comes along and puts your window in, or boots your car and dents it, or you're riding along and a stone comes up and your favourite car gets scratched. So there's scars and you can't get rid of it. But you're still proud of your car. Why? Because it takes you to places safely. So think of your body as your car. And you're the driver of it as your soul. Right? And when you strip and you see the scars, don't see it as, oh my God, look what they've done to me. See it as, look what I've survived. Look how proud you are of them scars. Because what they did to you, they didn't do to another kid. Why they were doing what they were doing to you, you were saving children's lives. As a baby, as a child, you did it. You saved people's lives. You stopped them doing it to another child. Because they didn't need to go away, because you were good enough. You were the best. You were the strongest. You saved people's lives by your abuse. And you've got to understand that. You've got to listen to yourself. You survived. And people like Don, regardless whether he's done it to Summer or not, this isn't about what he could have done. This is about what he is and what he has done. And every single one of us, survivors' partners, because don't forget, everyone in our lives suffer from this. And even our children, because we're more careful. We're not letting them go to strangers' houses as much. We find out, we don't give them that little bit of freedom. We keep that little bit in because we're more aware, right? More protective of things, more wary of others. But every single one of us and our partners and our families that stand by us, our friends, we fight together to stop people like this. So when Don convinces people he's innocent and it wasn't his fault, and when people turn around and say, but it was the past, don't get upset with them. Stand up to them. Explain to them. Actually, how can it be the past if I walk around with the scars every day? It's never going to be the past. If that was all how easy that was, that the past is the past and the future is the future, then the past wouldn't matter. And today won't matter come tomorrow. And that's not true, because everything we do in the past affects our future. Our scars will never go. So what do? We stand proud. We wear our medals. Our scars are our medals. We protected children as children, because while they were hurting us, they weren't hurting anyone else. Because you think about it, if it wasn't you, who else would it have been? What would they have killed that person? Would they have done worse than what they did with you? You're a hero. You walk every day with battle scars, and yet you don't realise it, but you're heroes. And not just survivors, but the survivors' family, the survivors who went against other family members that didn't believe us, and stood there and stood right next to us and said, I believe you. That's who we are. And I hope that this channel brings us together so we can see each other, so we know just how many survivors and strength we actually have, how much we can do as a unity. And unfortunately, Don, you're the one that's going to get it all, because it's happening with you. Summer is going to be the catalyst of every survivor's family member who supports them. We're not going to allow you anymore to lie and make people and make your survivors look bad. We're all going to come at you. Not just your sisters, all of us. Because we have that right. Because you're part of an elite group, a dirty, rare group that no longer has power. And every single one of us are going to stand there and stop you. And for those who support you, we're going to educate them, each and every one of us. We're now going to come forward and we're going to build a wall, an emotional wall, against people like you who stand there and lie and manipulate and try to make people believe that you're the victim and it's because of your childhood. Because people like us, we don't do it. We break the cycle, because the cycle doesn't exist. It only exists because you lot go into the papers and the news and then you lot say, it's because the Bible, it's because the demon took me, it's because I couldn't help it, it's because I was abused, is what I say. And that is what I say to you. We're going to stand there and go, hold on a minute, wrong. I've had enough. I've had enough of you doing crimes, horrific crimes, make another victim, and then stand there in front of a judge and try and put on your airs and graces on how bad your childhood was. When most of us, 99.9% of us, fight this life with everything we've got. The nightmares, the depressions, the visions, the pain, the destruction, the fears. Just like a soldier from a war, we get up every morning and we try and fight to stop people like Don. So all yous out there saying, look, why don't you just move on to something else and let Summer's family sort it? We are Summer's family. We've all got something in common. That makes us family. We've all been in the same place as where Summer is right now. The difference is there's a chance Summer could be a survivor like us. There's a chance that Don's going to see that his belief that he's able to manipulate the world and make the world look at his victims as criminals and look at him as a god has changed. This channel's going to show people like that you're wrong. Look at us. You take one of us down, you take us all. You try to hurt one of us, you hurt all of us. So all those people out there that says, well, it's really nothing to do with you about Summer, you should leave it to the family. We are family. We're where Summer is right now, and Summer could be where we are in the future. Because each and every one of us is going to help her in one way or another. If she comes out of this, and she is like us survivors, then we will help her. We will support her. We will make her strong so then she can help someone else. So for all you people like police officers that say, listen, you shouldn't really be phoning, you shouldn't be doing this. Listen to me carefully. We are all related. From each animal to the humans to the earth. We're all from the same cloth. But Summer is one of us. One of us out there has been through what Summer has gone through in the first 5 years of her life and is going through right now. All of us on this channel. That includes all the people that protected us, all the people that stood by us and believed us and gave us that strength, our partners, our children, our parents, whoever, uncles, aunties, whoever. Some people go through abuse and then leave and go through more abuse. I'm one of them. But it doesn't matter. It just means it makes you stronger because now I've got more knowledge. So now I can go, well, people go into care and they get more abuse. Yeah, I've been there. I know what it's about. I can help. So all you people out there who says it's nothing to do with you, you're wrong. All you people out there that turn around and say, oh, Don's innocent, Don's this. Don's not innocent. Candy's not innocent. Because they made victims. And we're the shadows of their victims. That can speak, that can talk, and that can stop you. We're not going to let you cover the world with your little lies to make it look like your victims are to blame. We're going to shout out louder. You say, oh, but I couldn't help it. Summer wanted to, she said, I want to sleep with you, Daddy. We're going to stand up and say, yeah, but she didn't mean it that way. Your sick mind has twisted it. And we're going to stand up for her to what she really meant. You're my daddy. You're my protector. I feel safe with you. Why would you do this to me? If I could say something to Don right in front of his face now, you know what it'll be? You ain't going to win this one. Come out with the truth. Get your victims to give them back their pride, their dignity. Say sorry that I lied and said that a 5-year-old knows about relationships and a 6-year-old and a 7-year-old. I did it. Take responsibility. And then just maybe they might forgive you. But mate, it doesn't matter. When people say to you, I've seen it in the prayer thing, when that woman turned around to you and said, God's the only one that can judge, you're wrong. God, do you read your Bible? He picked up Lucifer because Lucifer wanted to take over and put in greed. And instead of putting love and beauty, he wanted to destroy it. Destroy love and beauty. He wanted agony and pain and suffering. Why? Because yes, admittedly, anger and pain for a moment or two, it's the most powerfulest. For a moment or two. But love lasts forever and is as strong as forever. Right? Right. Cheers. So if anyone tells you, my subscribers or anyone out there that's watching this, if anyone tells you it's none of your business, you shouldn't really be getting involved. Remember, we are involved. We're all brothers and sisters together, fighting this. No matter what age we are, we're all together. We're all where Summer was, and hopefully Summer will be where we are. Right, guys? And in the meantime, we stop Don. We say enough. We get our voices back. We say no. No longer are people, we're going to stand back and let you convince people that your victims are lying. We're not going to stand there and allow people, you, to educate people. You, of all people, Don, are not going to educate people. We are. Why? Because we're the specialists. We're the mystery angels. Each one of us that survive become angels. Specialists, if you like. And although the world might see you different, we don't. Because when we look at your soul, we see exactly who you are. And it's about time we all got together. So Summer and the boys are our brothers and sister. Summer's dog, Yucky. Is it coincidence she's missing? No. It's not. How would you bring, I'm just don't want to see you smoking. How would you be was any of yous out there, look, this is my finger, what do you think? Is any of yous out there can say, right, truthfully say, that would Summer hide in a shed or somewhere like that with a parent or someone she knew if they had a puppy? How? Just tell Summer your puppy's very sick, it's trapped. Throw Summer's puppy down the well, just let's say, because I've been having dreams like this. So let's just say, right? Summer's puppy, the perpetrator throws the puppy down the well. He runs, gets someone, quick, quick, quick. Your puppy's fell down the well. Could be a neighbour, could be anyone. She looks down the well and says, see that, can you get me them chains so we can get the puppy out? Okay, so she runs to get the chains, bang. They needed her to be voluntary. They needed her to keep quiet. They needed her to feel safe to follow them. She had to feel safe to follow him. Every one of us who have been through this knows that, right? They either threaten you, that if you don't do what they want or you say anything, they kill your family members, your brothers, your sisters, or they will do it to them. Or they take away and hurt your animal. Something you love more than anything, or your teddy bear, something. Now, Summer had something. It's not a coincidence that Summer went missing at 5 years old. With her school uniform, was the last photograph taken, was with her school uniform. When we all know full well that that would be the first photograph that you take for your child to be at school that day. And even if Candice is banged down and she just let whoever do what they wanted to do, I am hoping, Candice, right? This is my hope. I am hoping that Candice and Candice's mother was planning this. I am hoping, because she was stoned every night and drunk every night, that she would have gone into a deep sleep. And maybe this one particular night she didn't, and she heard exactly what went on with Summer. And she told her mum, and they did it. They give Don the photograph of her being at school, like a school uniform, and that was the last time he would see her. My hope is Grandma and Candice has got guts and went against Don and saved Summer. And Summer is somewhere now with her grandma, out of state, in a nice motel, being looked after, eating lovely food with their puppy dog. That's my dream. That's what I want. That's what this end result I want to be. So bad. I want it to be so bad that Candice woke up that night. She went in a deep sleep because of her drug taking and that. Don thought she would be, did something, and she went, that's it. Maybe that's why she shaved Summer's hair, to make her look more boyish, because Don prefers girly girls, right? And you know Robin at the church, I think she was his target as well. I really do. I believe it. But I've got a sneaky suspicion they're going to be like the West. The West used their children to get young girls to babysit and to grab them. I'm just hoping that that's not the case. I'm just hoping Candice did become a mum again and come to her senses again and saved Summer like she did her first two children from that life. Wouldn't that be great if Candice becomes a hero and stops and then stops being a perpetrator and becomes a hero for her daughter? Wouldn't that be great? That's my dream. That's what I want. Or Don to do that. Don and Candice's mum sees that Candice is going mad. Somebody somewhere, one of them has taken Summer for safety, and that they're on the run. And Summer's living it up with her doggy, Yucky, and she's having a field time, going swimming and going into hotels that she's never been, jumping on a big double bed. That's what keeps me going. My dream. That's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping that she's never been hurt. I'm hoping they protected her. I really do. When I look at Candice doing her interviews over and over, I look and I say, please let the fact that you're not doing that mean that you know where your daughter is and she's safe because you've saved her. Please tell me that's why you're smiling and laughing, because you know that your daughter is safe. So no matter what happens, your daughter's safe. Every time she smiles, I really try hard not to lose it. Because Don is so distressed. He's so distressed. I'm just hoping that Candice... Now, like I said, I'm not interested in the adults in this case. Every single adult, and even that Robin that's supposed to be dead nice and that, you failed Summer. And you've got to live with that for the rest of your life. You failed the kids. Every single one of yous. Poor Hunter, having to deal with this at 15. And Ali, you failed. protecting your kids. That's it. End of. I've got no empathy for any adults in this. I've got empathy for the children, and I've got empathy for the animals. That's it. And if this channel does anything, it brings us all together. So when people tell you, stay out of it, it's nothing to do with you, why are you getting involved, stop it, turn around and say, because Summer's my sister. She's my soul sister. Family's not what's in your blood running through your veins. Family is when you get together and protect each other, look after each other, and care for each other. So always keep that in mind. I hope this video wasn't too emotional for you, because a lot of people are saying I'm too emotional, and I'm trying really hard to stay calm. I really am. Till the next video, remember guys, you're all heroes, all survivors, and Summer's one of us. Catching a wild crocodile.